Hello, my name is Sarah, and I'm a solution engineer at CyberGRX. The value of the CyberGRX exchange is in the data produced through collaboration between customers and third parties. Security analysis generated by the powerful analytic is summarized on various tabs in the vendor profile. In this video, I will guide you through the vendor profile and point out the most critical elements along the way. Our customers use our data in several important ways, such as identifying and taking action on control deficiencies impacting compliance objectives. They can also react quickly to alarming cyber events impacting their vendors and extended ecosystem. Users across departments can view security data translated into frameworks that are relevant to their function. Procurement and sourcing teams are enabled to make rapid decisions with confidence regarding new vendors. Overall, CyberGRX data enables users to efficiently identify risks and drive remediation workflows for the entire vendor portfolio. Let's pretend you're a security analyst. You've been asked to review assessment results for purchasing to determine if a prospective vendor has minimum controls to adequately protect assets it will be processing on the company's behalf. The first element of the vendor profile to be analyzed is program maturity. Maturity can be a good predictor of an organization's ability to maintain good security hygiene over time and is a measure of the entity's investment in its people, processes, and technology. You will find a score for each control group on a 0 to 5 scale. When measuring a vendor's investment in its people, the definition of security roles, years of experience, and training of staff are all taken into account. Processes are examined to determine if policies and procedures are deployed across the enterprise or only in isolated areas. Technology is a measurement of the sophistication of tooling on hand to secure the enterprise. With an average score between 3 and 4 in all groups, it would seem our prospective vendor has a fairly mature program. The next assessment result to analyze is control coverage. The percentage of controls in each group your vendor has deployed is a good indicator of its overall ability to prevent, detect, and recover from a cyber event. The strategic grouping includes controls related to governance and program oversight. The operational group consists of the day-to-day mechanics of the security program, things like patching and business continuity. Core is by far the largest group. It contains 134 of the 220 CyberGRX subcontrols. It represents areas such as background checks, awareness training, and data protection. The management grouping governs how assets are maintained, things like non-supported software and asset disposal. Finally, privacy covers how a company processes and controls data in context of the regulatory environment it is beholden to. The next risk insight in the vendor profile is residual risk. Residual risk shows the migration of inherent to residual risk after all controls are assessed and validated. Additionally, the overall risk is subdivided into its individual outcomes so that you can focus on the assets that are most exposed, such as data loss or disruption. In this example, CyberGRX has predicted the third party would retire a significant amount of risk through the deployment of controls. The vendor was able to retire slightly more than the conservative prediction in this case. The Findings tab on the vendor profile is where validation and assessment findings are itemized. The first section on this tab tabulates validation results. CyberGRX performs two types of verification. Auto-validations are a set of flags which identify inconsistencies in vendor responses. Remote validations, on the other hand, require an independent assessor to examine vendor-provided artifacts that substantiate control assertions. The View Documents tab is where you can request access to and visit artifacts that have been authorized for your review. Further down the Findings tab, another radar chart illustrates the vendor's control coverage when mapped to MITRE tactics. Tactics are avenues of attack commonly used by cybercriminals. The vendor in this illustration has better than industry average protection against all lanes of ingress and egress. MITRE is the foundational threat framework from which CyberGRX controls are defined, and to calculate inherent and residual risk based on emerging threats in your vendor's industry. Finally, MITRE enables the analytic to distinguish high-priority deficiencies from general observations. Users can export assessment data in a variety of formats from the vendor profile, including a long-form PDF report. Framework Mapper enables security, business, and risk professionals to identify unacceptable risk and take action without having to translate taxonomies prior to beginning their analysis. For more detailed information on the analyzing assessment results and other CyberGRX features, please visit our website at cybergrx.com.